right, so we were talking before about your loves of the holiday seasons and how you like to mess with the mythologies and whatnot. Are there other holidays that you've been thinking about while you're exploring these mythologies to think about how you can mess things up?
I don't know. I mean, there are so many other stories that I want to tell, and I don't think they'll all be holiday oriented. Although Easter and Passover are kind of tempting.
Is it really tempting? Is there crazy stuff going on there?
I mean, think about it for 10 seconds, and of course there is. It's
Yeah.
like the Passover is all about, it goes back to the story of Exodus. I mean, I wouldn't really do them, but yeah, they have their own sort of dark origins.
Well, we don't explore the mythology of this stuff like you do. I mean, you probably know so much about the Krampus that is just insane at this point. Is there crazier stuff that's like in your film that...
About Krampus?
Yeah. Like how deep is that story?
Well, I mean, it goes back thousands of years, and it actually predates Christmas itself. So that's what I find really interesting, too, is that, as much as he's considered the anti-Santa, he predates Santa Claus.
So before Santa, there was a giant goat monster that beat children?
Yeah.
So it started with that.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's really kind of the true origin of the holiday in a lot of ways.
Wow. That's insane. So, okay, so in your Krampus, what are you trying to get across with it? Is it campy fun? Is it a creeper? Is it like a straight up monster movie?
It's a hodgepodge. I mean, it's funny, it's scary, but there's also a lot of heart. I hesitate just calling it a horror film because I think there's a lot of other genres in play. So there's the Christmas genre, there's the comedy, there's the horror, but there's also a heavy, dark fantasy fairy tale vibe that you get from it. Almost a bit of Jim Henson style stuff. So there's something for everybody.
How heavy are you into the creation of the monsters? Like, do you sketch that stuff out yourself? Is that all you?
It's not only me, but I started off as an animator and as an illustrator first. So I did hand-drawn animation for years. And so typically when I'm working on a script, whether it's by myself or in this case with a couple co-writers, I'm sketching while we're writing. So this movie really got its start when I was hanging out with my co-writer Todd Casey, and we were at a bar, and I was just doodling on some index cards or it was a bar napkin or something, one of those classic, bar napkin style stories. And the first rough sketch silhouette of Krampus started there, and if you look at the sketch and the final design, they're pretty much the same.
So I know we couldn't talk too much about the monsters in this, but could you talk about maybe your favorite monster that you put into this film? I mean, we were not going to even have this out until the movie.
Well, I mean, Krampus himself obviously is a huge favorite, but it's hard to pick because I love them all for different reasons. They all have distinct roles and personalities, so it depends.
Do you love all your children equally?
I love all my children equally. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the movie.
Thanks.